Marcus always believed cheating came with obvious signs: lipstick on a collar, a strange perfume, nervous lies that fell apart under pressure. But when his marriage began collapsing, betrayal arrived disguised as something completely ordinary: late meetings, work excuses, and quiet emotional distance. For 6 years, Marcus believed he and his wife Elena had built a strong life together. Their marriage wasn't perfect, but it felt stable. Marcus worked in warehouse logistics while Elena handled branding for a successful tech company downtown. They talked about buying a larger home someday, building savings, and planning a future together. Then, slowly, everything changed. It began with overtime. Elena started staying late at the office several nights every week. Every explanation sounded polished and believable. Big presentation tomorrow. A client meeting ran late. We're trying to land a major account. Marcus wanted to trust her, because trusting someone you love feels easier than imagining betrayal. But little by little, the distance between them grew impossible to ignore. She stopped eating dinner with him. Weekend plans disappeared. Physical affection faded. Whenever Marcus reached for her at night, Elena would gently pull away and whisper that she was tired. At the same time, she suddenly became more focused on her appearance. New clothes, new perfume, perfect makeup before work, longer mornings spent in front of the mirror, and always her phone. She smiled at messages she never shared. Calls ended the moment Marcus entered the room. Some nights he woke up and noticed the glow of her screen under the blankets while she quietly typed beside him. Every instinct told him something was wrong. Still, he stayed silent. Part of him hoped he was imagining everything. One Thursday evening, while Elena prepared for another late meeting, Marcus sat alone in the kitchen and made a decision that changed everything. He ordered a GPS tracker. 2 days later, it arrived. That evening, while Elena curled her hair upstairs, Marcus quietly stepped outside and attached the tracker beneath her SUV. At exactly 6:40 p.m., Elena kissed his cheek. "Don't wait up," she said softly. The moment she drove away, Marcus opened the tracking app. At first, the signal headed downtown toward her office. Then suddenly, it turned in another direction. His stomach dropped instantly. 10 minutes later, the tracker stopped outside a quiet suburban house across town. Marcus drove there immediately. The neighborhood looked painfully normal. Porch lights glowed warmly. Families watched television behind closed curtains. Lawns were trimmed perfectly. But on that street, Marcus's entire life was falling apart. He parked down the block and slowly walked closer. Through a small gap in the curtains, he saw Elena inside a bedroom with another man. Everything inside him froze. The man looked older than Marcus. Confident. Expensive clothes. Gray beginning to appear near his temples. Then Marcus recognized him. Grant, Elena's supervisor. Months earlier, Elena had casually mentioned him after a work event. "He's harmless," she had laughed back then. Harmless. Marcus stood there staring through that window while 6 years of trust shattered in silence. Part of him wanted to break the door down. Part of him wanted answers, revenge, anything. But instead, he forced himself to walk calmly back to his car. Sitting behind the steering wheel, he opened the Notes app on his phone and began documenting everything. Dates, times, addresses, patterns. For the next 3 weeks, Marcus tracked every late night at work, and every single time, Elena went to Grant's house. Marcus collected screenshots, timestamps, and location history carefully. He knew that eventually, if confronted privately, Elena would deny the affair or minimize it until he sounded paranoid. But eventually, proof alone stopped feeling enough. Marcus wanted consequences. Elena came from a close family. Her parents adored her. Her younger sister copied everything she did. Everyone believed Elena was honest, dependable, and trustworthy. Her reputation mattered deeply to her. That's when Marcus created a plan. He started a family group chat, but kept it silent at first. He added her parents, siblings, cousins, and close relatives. Then he tested live stream apps using an old phone. By Friday night, he knew exactly what he was going to do. That evening, Elena walked into the kitchen wearing a black jacket. "Working late again," she said softly. "I promise things will calm down soon." Marcus smiled like a normal husband. Inside, he was counting down the minutes. At 6:35 p.m., Elena left the house. 20 minutes later, Marcus parked near Grant's home again. The bedroom light glowed through partially open curtains. He carefully mounted his phone inside the car and aimed the camera toward the window. Then he pressed Start Live. The stream began. The quality wasn't perfect, but it clearly showed Elena and Grant together inside the bedroom. Marcus opened the family group chat. Then he typed a single sentence. "You all deserve to know the truth." He pasted the live stream link and hit send. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then the notifications exploded. "What is this?" "Marcus, answer immediately." "Is that Elena? This can't be real." Her brother demanded the address. Her father typed in furious capital letters. Her mother repeatedly called Elena's phone. Inside the bedroom, Elena's phone buzzed non-stop on the nightstand. At first, she ignored it. Then the calls kept coming. Finally, she grabbed the phone. Marcus watched the exact moment she realized her entire secret life had collapsed. The color drained from her face instantly. She sat upright, scrolling through the flood of messages pouring into the family group chat, while panic consumed her expression. Grant looked completely confused beside her. Then Elena started crying. Not controlled tears, not dramatic tears, real panic. She paced around the room, clutching her phone, while the lies she had carefully built collapsed around her. The messages became brutal. "How could you do this? You destroyed your marriage. I can't believe you lied to everyone." Her mother said she felt physically sick. Her brother threatened Grant directly. Even family members who once defended Elena turned against her after seeing the truth with their own eyes. Marcus never typed another word. He simply let the video speak for itself. 23 minutes later, he ended the live stream. Then he drove home. No music, no satisfaction, just silence. When he arrived home, he packed Elena's belongings into trash bags. Clothes, shoes, makeup, everything. He placed the bags neatly outside the front door and changed the locks. At 10:40 p.m., Elena's SUV pulled into the driveway. She stepped out slowly, then froze when she saw the bags. Panic spread across her face. She rushed to the front door and tried her key. Nothing. Again. Nothing. Then she began pounding on the door. "Marcus, please open the door." He unlocked it halfway. Elena looked completely shattered. Mascara streaked across her cheeks. Hair messy. Eyes swollen from crying. "Please let me explain," she begged. Marcus looked at her calmly. "There's nothing left to explain." She tried pushing the door open, but he blocked the entrance. "It meant nothing," she cried desperately. That sentence almost made him laugh. Weeks of lies, secret meetings, a hidden relationship disguised as overtime. "Nothing. You already made your choice," Marcus said quietly. "Now live with it." Then he closed the door. Outside, Elena screamed, cried, and begged for several minutes before finally loading the trash bags into her SUV and driving away. The next few days were complete chaos. Calls, texts, emails, voicemails, apologies. Marcus blocked every single one. Meanwhile, Elena's family reached out separately, shocked by what they had witnessed. Her mother apologized through tears. Her father sent Marcus a short message saying he deserved better. Even Elena's younger sister eventually stopped defending her after seeing the evidence herself. At work, the situation became even worse. Clips from the live stream somehow spread beyond the family group. Co-workers started talking. Human Resources launched an investigation after discovering Grant was Elena's direct supervisor. A week later, Grant resigned. His wife reportedly left him after learning about the affair. Once the secrecy disappeared, everything collapsed. Marcus hired a divorce attorney the following Monday. With all the evidence he had collected, the divorce process moved quickly. By then, Elena had already lost her marriage, her reputation, her family's trust, and eventually her job. People often believe revenge brings happiness. It doesn't. Most of the time, it only leaves emptiness behind. Months later, Marcus settled into a quiet routine. Work, gym, dinner, sleep. Repeat. Friends constantly asked if he was okay. He always gave the same answer: "I'm managing." And honestly, that was true. One afternoon, Elena's younger sister sent him a message. "She's struggling badly." Marcus stared at the screen for several seconds before deleting it. What was he supposed to do with that information? Save someone from consequences they created themselves? No. That chapter of his life was over. The house still felt quiet sometimes, but at least the silence was honest now. Did Marcus still think about Elena occasionally? Of course. Betrayal leaves permanent marks on memory. But he no longer missed her. He missed the version of her he once believed existed. Some people still think Marcus went too far by exposing everything publicly. Maybe they're right, but Marcus knew one thing for certain. If he had confronted Elena privately, she would have lied, minimized the affair, and rewritten the story until he looked like the paranoid husband destroying his own marriage. He refused to let that happen. The live stream wasn't about entertainment. It was about truth. And for 23 minutes, Marcus stopped feeling powerless. Maybe that didn't make him a good person. But after everything that happened, it was something he could live with.